idea.
Okay.
I mean, that's how we come up with our ideas. We sit around here and talk. You know, we did finish the show.
We finished the show.
And this is after the show. And by the way, the show is Gail Force, and you can catch us on YouTube, but we're just doing an after thing.
Yeah.
So,
Adult beverages.
And we just had something in our tummies, which was delicious.
Bavarian currywurst, pommes frites.
Whatever the hell currywurst is, it was great. But it got us thinking about a lot of stuff. I had an idea for another show. And then, right in the middle of thinking of a show, my wife calls. So let's see what happens.
Put it on speaker.
Put it on speaker? Can I put you on speaker? Oh, it's Michael, it's not Kim.
Oh, okay.
What's up? Because somebody didn't pay the bill. So, no, I'll probably take care of that tonight. Sorry. Things happen. That's why we need to start our business. Alright. I'll work on it. Alright. See ya.
Things happen, people.
Things happen.
That's why we do it live, because we're just like everybody else. We're trying to get by, and Bernie Sanders is trying to steal from us.
Mm-hmm. I hate these. No, I had an idea for a show you were talking about, and I can't remember what it was now. It tied together. Oh, this is a question I wanted to ask. Seriously.
Okay.
Why do you lock your door? Your front door?
Because that way I can set my gun down, I don't have to carry it.
I mean, you often wonder how many people lock their doors. I imagine a lot of people lock their doors, especially at night.
Well, so people don't come in and catch you in the nude, and catch you in the act with your wife or girlfriend or what your significant other.
So, by locking your door, you want to keep out unwanted people.
Oh!
People that might harm you.
Undocumented visitors?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying walls work, but locks work. What's the difference between a door? And I imagine most liberals, we'll call them liberals, progressives. Let's call them progressives, like
Progressives.
Bernie and Elizabeth Warren
And Hitlery.
and Hillary and AOC, Alexander. I imagine most of those people lock their doors when they get home. Right?
And they probably got walls too.
I'm not worried about walls. I'm just worried how many people lock their doors when they get home.
Probably 90% of them.
You would say a majority. A majority.
90% is a majority.
A majority of Americans lock their doors when they get home. Right? I do the same thing. When I get home, I lock the door. Okay. And I'm trying to keep people out that want my
that
stuff.
That are uninvited.
That are uninvited. Isn't that the same thing as a wall?
Yes.
I mean, people come in our country. I'm not saying they're unwanted, but I'm saying they should go through the right steps to become American.
May I ask you a question now that you're on that subject? Someone comes to your house and they want to be invited in. What do? They knock on the door or ring the doorbell.
Or they call you first and say, hey.
Well, no, you're going to still come to the door and knock on the door and say, and ring the doorbell and say, hey,
is Dave
here.
Home? Yeah, is Dave home? Dave's not here, man. But yeah, they do.
That's kind of like coming through the border
and asking to come
permission
to come in. May I have? They don't just walk into your house.
I got a right.
Yeah, I mean.
So, hey,
I'm saying,
you got a good-looking wife, and I got a right to come in and spend some time with your wife. That's kind of what's going on, and most people don't look at it that way.
Yeah, they don't look at it that way. But I imagine most people who are against the wall lock their doors.
Yes.
So I'm saying that people that don't want a wall should keep their doors unlocked.
Absolutely.
Right?
And those
so I can come and go as I want into their, like if I want to go see Alexandria Cortez, I should be able to just walk in and see her.
Walk into her kitchen and get yourself a glass of
milk. Why should I have to
and,
knock on the door and ask for permission?
Bologna sandwich, say, hey, AOC, how's it going, girl?
Yeah. I mean, look, you're for open borders. You should be.
By the way, you're about out of bread. Buy some
that would be a great T-shirt. Open borders and open doors.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference?
Look, I have no problem. I actually think we should have no borders. People should come and go, but if they come, we shouldn't hand them stuff. We shouldn't encourage them to come to America
Well,
with free stuff. We should encourage them to come to America for liberty and freedom. That people aren't going to tell you what to do, like they are in their country. They're leaving their country because their leaders are telling them, "Hey, this is the way." Like Venezuela, this is the way it's going to be. We're going to steal everything we can.
Honduras, this is the way it's going to be.
This is the way it's going to be. So they're leaving so they go to a free country. But we're not a free country because we all lock our doors.
And they come here waving their flag.
Their flag, yeah. But I'm just saying, if they come here, pay their own way, have somebody sponsor them, come here legally. We don't, but if they're not going to come here legally, if they're going to just invade us, we should have a wall because we lock our doors.
You know, my daddy taught
lock
me,
your doors.
And your daddy taught you, and you haven't thought about this in years.
What's that?
I left, went through a divorce, I was coming home. You know, my daddy told me, just remember, my house, my rules.
This is, I'm glad you brought that up. Can I go off on this for a minute? Let me tell you.
With my pleasure.
We did a show, and most people don't know the three branches of government.
Correct.
You have the executive,
Judicial,
you have the judicial, and you have the legislature.
Legislative,
which is
right.
Congress.
And Congress and the Senate.
And the Senate. Okay. And most Americans don't know that because we showed that.
They don't understand the silver and gold.
So
money.
let's talk about the rights, the 10 Amendments, the Bill of Rights. You have a right to free speech. You have a right to own a gun.
To keep and bear arms.
You have a right to your own stuff. People can't just come into your house without a warrant. The police can't just come in.
That's
you're
the Fourth
secure.
Amendment. That
you're
that,
secure.
that they you need a search warrant to come in the house.
But let's talk about the first two amendments. Okay, just to make it easy. The First Amendment is freedom of speech. The Second Amendment is to own a gun.
The right to keep and bear arms.
But let me tell you how rights.
It's not for hunting.
I'm going to tell you real quick how rights work. When you come into my house, my castle.
My rules.
After I unlocked the door and you said who you are and said come on in, you have no right to free speech in my house. Okay? And you have no right to have a gun in my house. I don't want you to bring a gun in my house. This is how rights work. It's my property. I can do what I want as long as I don't interfere with somebody else.
Set the rules.
In my house, if you say something I don't like, I have every right to kick you out. You don't have freedom of speech in my house. You do not have a freedom to a gun in my house. But out of my house, on your own property, you have the right to say whatever you want.
Okay.
If I don't want to hear what you're saying and I kick you out, you can go to your house and start a show like this and say whatever you want to say. But in my house, you don't have a right to say it. But if you want to own a gun, I don't care if you own a gun, as long as it's in your house. You can't bring a gun to my house because it might be bigger than the gun I have. And if you say something I don't like, I might break my gun out. And I don't want that to happen.
Okay, in
my
house,
I'm a responsible gun owner.
I am a responsible gun owner. And if you come over, you'll see my gun sitting on the table. I'll just say, hey, JD, there's my gun. Set yours down beside mine.
And as long as we're voluntarily interacting and we're not harming each other.
And by the way, I do have a gun set by the front door. And if you come by, I expect you to set your gun down beside my gun because we're in agreement.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do stupid things.
Yeah, we're not going to try to. He's not going to try to assault me. I'm not going to. And look, we don't agree on everything. That's why we do this show. We want this show. We want you to argue with us, so you don't have to argue with your friends.
Argue with facts, though. By the way,
I see too many of my friends on this Facebook, Bookface, or whatever it's called, and they're saying I had to delete this guy or block this guy because he's a Trump supporter, or there's a Trump supporter that says I have to delete my friend because they voted for Hillary. And we don't want friends to not be friends anymore. You should be able to talk to your friends like me and Gail do. We don't agree on everything, but we can sit here and drink and have a cigar and talk about stuff. And we do it in a voluntary way, and we do it without any kind of violence. And, we try to get our thoughts together. And we strive to be right in our beliefs. Okay?
Right.
And a lot of people are so ideologically, they're Democrats, and no matter what a Republican says, they have to be against them.
Or if they're Republican, just because you're Democrat, you got to be stupid.
That's it. And people are.
All
I
we
see,
want to agree on is I will change my point of view if you'll give me substantiated facts, not from Yahoo,
Yep.
not from MSN.
That's it. Look, I strive to be right, and I know you do.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we kind of butt up against each other, but
we work it out.
Yeah, we do it in a friendly way, and that's how, you know. And if you
We
want
don't
to,
agree
if
to
you want to
disagree.
argue with somebody, argue with us. Leave comments and argue with us, so you can still be friends with your friends that aren't on the same page you are.
Drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid.
That's it. We don't want you
There's
drinking
left
Kool-Aid.
and right
Yeah.
drinking Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Think for yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Don't.
If you're going to come up to JD or I, we don't totally agree. We're pretty much the same page.
Yeah, we try to be on the same page.
But if you can't come up with substantiated facts,
Yeah.
then you're just going, wah, wah. You know, it's like the Charlie Brown thing with his teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
I hear that so much from Bernie lovers. You know, it's like he's doing it for us. He's taking the money from the rich and giving it to us. But nobody ever gets nothing from the government.
How did Bernie get half the houses he's got? He's got, how many did you say, 42?
I think 42 mansions he has.
You know, the last 6 mansions were given to him by the Clinton Foundation if he would stand down and support Hillary. I mean, that's, go Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Go use, well, if you can't find a Google, you DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. I use DuckDuckGo because they don't track it.
And they will you will find out that the Clinton Foundation gave Bernie a whole bucket full of money.
Yeah. It's amazing how many politicians are millionaires. And they became millionaires working for us. How in the hell did they do that? How does a public servant become a millionaire?
Oh, that is called the McCain
Feingold thing or whatever?
Republican, Feingold Democrat.
See, there are thieves on both sides of the party. And that's what we're trying to get across.
And like a dumbass, I'll admit it, I voted for McCain. I didn't like Obama, so I voted for McCain.
The lesser of two evils.
And what does that tell you?
Why would people vote for the lesser of two evils?
Because they're both evil. Sir.
That's why I didn't vote in the last election. The last election, when Trump became president, I did not participate. Because there was my dog wasn't in the race.
You didn't have a dog in a race.
Dog didn't have a race, so I didn't vote. This is the first time since I was 18 I did not vote. Okay? Because I'm tired. Both parties have become the same. You know, the Democrats want to control what you say, and the Republicans want to control what you do with your body.
Correct.
And I don't want anybody controlling me. That's the point of our show.
Okay.
I don't want to be controlled. Okay?
The Democrats want to carry on about how the Republicans want to get into your bedroom.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit afraid of the Democrats trying to control how many guns and how much ammunition I have in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? The Second Amendment calls, oh, wait a minute. If you're against what's in my closet, you're against the Constitution and the Second Amendment.
Exactly. It's none of their business. Like
Pretty much.
like the income tax. This is what I don't get about the income. Are you one of the people that you're with a group of friends and you're all sitting around and you're saying, you know, how was your day today? Well, my day was pretty good. I did this at my work, and this guy goes, I did this at my work. You know, this is what I do. And then you get around and you go, well, can you tell me how much you make? I mean, how do you ask your best friend, look, how much do you make? And most people will say, well, that's none of your business.
Yes.
But when tax time comes around,
They all get poor.
well, they have no problem filling out their tax forms and telling somebody in the IRS or telling the government how much they make every
Or an
year.
online service like H&R Block.
They have no problem saying, this is
Or
how much I make.
TurboTax.
So they'll tell somebody they never met, somebody they'll never meet, how much they make and where their money goes. But you won't even tell your best friend how much money you make, but
Right.
you have no problem telling a bunch of guys in Washington how much you make. It just, to me, I'm sorry, I can't put that together.
It
I'm not
doesn't
going to tell my
equate.
best friend how much I make, but at the end of the year, or beginning of the year, I got to tell some guy in Washington or the IRS how much money I make. I
What
don't
gets
get it.
me is, hello, if you know about the internet, once it's on the internet, it ain't private.
That's it.
And Equifax and all the rest of them were hacked. You think people don't know how much money you make,
Mhm.
how much taxes you make?
Why do you think the Democrats want to go after the tax return of Donald Trump? Why do they care? It should be nobody's business how much money you make.
He filed his taxes. You know, he was audited 7 times in the last 20 years, and the IRS cleared him. You think there's not a witch hunt going on?
Oh, I can't wait for the Mueller investigation when that comes out. So far, everybody they've indicted had nothing to do with Russian collusion. Whatever the hell Russian collusion is. You want Russian collusion? Look at Bernie Sanders. You know he honeymooned in Russia? That gets me.
Hillary Clinton sold uranium to the Russians.
And Obama gave Iran billions of unmarked dollar bills, plane load
Skids full on 2 or 3 planes
of your money.
that's right, of your money in dollar bills, untrackable dollar bills.
Mm-hmm.
You suppose they paid off a couple of people? Why does Saddam Hussein have a whole room, like a 30 by 30 room, stacked full of $100 bills? Because the CIA, the Treasury, the Federal Reserve, whoever, he had like a 30 by 30 room with skids full of $100 bills.
This is how we come up with ideas for our show. We sit around before the show and we drink some cocktails, smoke our stogies, which are still legal, by the way. Unless you're in Hawaii. Hawaii's trying to pass a law to where you have to be 100 years old to buy.
And you
cigarettes.
can't buy cryptocurrency. Oh my God! Only people
Look,
in.
do you really want somebody to tell you how to live your life? That's all we're saying. Do you want somebody to tell you how to live your life? You know, America was founded on the assumption that you're a free person and you should be able to do what you want as long as you don't harm somebody.
What I understand is our founding fathers. I don't give a crap. Yes, some of them were slave owners.
Yeah.
Don't change the subject.
Yeah.
We started a war with the biggest empire in over 200 years.
Yep.
How much was the tax on tea?
3%. They were pissed on 3%
Hello?
on a breakfast beverage. And here we have people wanting to say, well, we need 70% of your money because you made too much. You know, we ought to be celebrating the people that make so much money. It's like, I want to be that person. I want to be the person who made $1 billion, man. That's the kind of person I want to be.
Change the tax laws so you use that money to create more jobs.
Yeah.
Don't take the money, create more jobs because
Create more millionaires.
Well, the more jobs you create, the more taxpayers you have.
Exactly. I like it.
Give them a tax break to create
And
more jobs.
We're going to end this on a note because I have to pee. But again, we enjoy everybody who watches our show. This is an afterthought. We thought we'd kind of record. Well, you know, when we do a show and it's done, we get together and do a little drinking.
And we go, you know, we should
smoke.
have said this, we should have said
Yeah,
that.
So we come up with new ideas. So we thought we'd show you what we do after the show. Again, I'm JD. This is Gail. You can catch us on Gail for us. And if you just click below, you know, subscribe, we'd really love it. And we'd like ideas on new shows. And if you're pissed at somebody, be pissed at us. Don't be pissed at your friends.
But back it up with facts.
That's it. We want you to keep your friends. I mean,
Not the
friends are
Washington Post.
hard to come by. And if you have a good friend, don't break up because he voted for Trump or he or she voted for Hillary. You know, keep your friends are a great asset. Don't block them.
Don't agree to disagree.
That's it. You know, if you're pissed, write something to us. Okay, we can take it. We're big. We can call us whatever name you want. We can take it because we don't get offended really easy.
Because when I've got a stogie and a glass, it
happy.
rolls off my back.
No matter what happens, we're happy. So we enjoy you clicking in. And on a note, I gotta go pee. See ya.